Thanks for coming by our life out west. I'm taking a tour of the sunroom today and show what's going on in here. It's warm in here this morning. And so I'll start right here. I got some plants that haven't taken and I reseeded them and they should be popping up soon. Then I've got plants that's done well, and before long they'll have to be transplanted, and I've been eating the tops out of them. And this is mustard broadleaf, and I'm glad to have them, and I'll probably reseed some more. So this is green Swiss chard, and they're going to get big enough pretty soon that I can put them in their own little pot. And I'm glad to see they're growing. So this is something that hadn't come up yet, and I'm still waiting. But anyway, this is my dragon fruit, and I put some sticks with it. Blissful Acres, she sent this to me. She sent me 3 of them, and they're really trying to grow. I can't wait for this to grow up for the future. Some of these are house plants and so, but this is sugar beets, and I didn't think they was going to come up. They just didn't want to, but now they're coming up, some of them. And I got plants, peach in here. These are new cuttings, so it'll take a while for them to do anything. But I'm hopeful. And so what I've been doing here is I'm putting a lot of oats in my pots, and you'll see it through here. And while I'm doing it, since I'm watering these plants anyway, I thought I'd grow some oats, and then the dogs could come by and eat some greens for the winter. And they do chew on the oats, and they like it. Plus I got a bird in the house, and I give the oats to that bird also. So here's a old growth fig, and I'll show you more in a little bit. And it took, but I put oats in with it. And this fig come from a bigger town south of us, and the mother plant has been dying for years and years. And that I seen that mother plant when it was gorgeous. There was a house there, but in time they demolished the house, and the only thing is left is the old fig and brush. So this year we got a clipping from it. I'll bet I seen that fig bush like 25 years ago, or longer. Might have been 30. It was gorgeous, but now it's mostly dead. And I didn't know if I could save it or not. And so far it's looking good. And here's a Malabar spinach down here. And I got hot peppers and banana peppers. The hot peppers are not real hot, and I use them for cooking. And I think there's one down here that I can use pretty soon. I like it. And so I got oats on it. So I brought me a couple of my edible cactus in here, and I got some in the greenhouse, and 3 mama plants I left outside. They're doing okay, but the winter did hurt them, but I think they'll recover. So what happened on the banana peppers, they're so yummy. And that one down there is one of them, the blue one. I eat them up. I told Bill, they're so tasty, I eat them up before they get big. But I did experiment with some plants, put bottles over them. Some's doing good, some's not. So I'm waiting. I got plenty of time for them to take off. And see what they do. If I can just get a few plants like peach, pear, apricot, or pomegranate, that'd be just great. This is a tray of moringa, and Blissful Acre sent me the seed, and I just put them in their own pots, so they're still a little recovering. And then I got other plants and other seeds trying to come up, and I'm just waiting for them to come up. So I'm hoping I'll have a lot of plants by spring. And here is some of that old fig growth. I took the big branches, and they're doing good. So I cut off a lot of little stuff, and only 2 of them's doing pretty good. And I'm just going to hang on because I see green right there and green right there. So I'm just going to wait and see. And here's some pomegranate leaves or limbs. So if they do make and get root on them, I'm going to have a bunch of them. And I like that. So here's a paper. Oh no, I might have to eat that. So in some of these pots I got grapevines and other stuff, and they're not taken. So I thought I'd go ahead and put grow grass in it, so the oats, because they might still come out in the spring, them grapevines, and I might as well grow something with them. And I do believe oats give out nitrogen, so that might help them. So and dogs, they love come and just, you know, chew around. If they eat it down, I got more up higher. I'll replace it. So this side of the sunroom, I have to get a lot of plants away from the window, because the window, with the light and sun coming in there, it can burn them. So I try to put stuff over there that can take the sun rays better. These hanging baskets, they can take the sun rays, and then it helps block and make shade on my table, so that helps so my seedlings won't burn up. And plus we got 3 sky lights in here to bring in the heat. So I got plants in here too, grapevines, and I'm not sure what all I got, but my oats are growing, and when the dogs eat up the oats, I can put that down on the ground and they have some more. And this is a cherry tomato here, and I've been fighting white flies on it. It's still putting out tomatoes, but so I sprayed it and put these tags, or these things I make, painted yellow with Vaseline, and they're attracted to that, and they get their little body stuck to it. So it's still trying to do good, but it's having time for the white flies. And here's another fig. So I'll put oats around it. This one is my fig that I had around back cutting, and it's having a little different, harder time than them new ones. So this was a China berry tree that I had in a pot, and I brought it inside and it died. But now I see that the China berry tree is growing, and it smells so good, and it puts out lots of flowers, and the honey bees love it. So when it grows up, I'll put it in the food forest to draw the honey bees back there. Then here's another China berry. I don't see no signs of life on that, but it might come up. Here's some more grapevines, and I'm just gotta wait and see what happens on the grapevines. A lot of the hanging baskets I put out there in our bird sanctuary and things, and I like it looking woodsy, and these plants help a lot. and it's real pretty out there in the spring, and the birds, all kinds of birds come to it. Some of them are colored and real pretty. So, and Barbara gave me this plant. It's like a Hawaiian fig or something. So it's doing good, and I'll show you what I've done. I took a little clipping off a branch and like this, and potted it, and I'll show it to you. This is probably over a week old, so it's still looking good, and I got root hormone on it, and I don't know if it'll take or not, but I'm gonna see. On the table, I'll put a lot of plants because they get partial shade here and they like it. This is a bunch of baby celery coming up. They're getting taller, so when they get bigger, I'm going to have a ton of them, and I'm real happy. And I've been this one, I've just been putting mixed stuff in it. Here's a older celery plant, and I just been these are my onions I planted. I got them off when I cut. I put the root in water, and then they pop up. So these two are just gonna grow tops, which I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. I got some celebrity coming up, and I got some celebrity tomatoes that's gonna come up over here. This one here is Walmart tomatoes. If y'all ever seen some of them tomatoes, they grow seeds inside their self with leaves and roots. So I find that quite often, and I think they just over fertilize them, that the seeds are fertilized. So I took them and put them in this pot. So I'm growing the Walmart tomatoes. And they'll be treated like a tomato and not over-fertilized like Walmart does. I'm kind of curious how they're going to turn out. And this is experiment. And I do like to have fun experimenting with plants. This morning, I'm putting some pepper seed in here. It was that hot pepper I just showed you. It's not real hot, but they're good for cooking, so I'm getting ready to plant their seed right here. I had a red one I used for cooking, and I saved and dried the seed, so I'm going to grow them. This is Peanut's bed, so when he was waiting on me, he'll get in that bed and wait for me to get done, and I like seeing him in there. And this is the table I work off of, and this is a little soap and stuff I made for the plants, and my marker, my little pots, my knife, and scissors are somewhere. But anyway, we got this fan. Oh, I love that fan. It gets so hot in here, and so it cools my head and face and stirs the hot air, because by the windows there was a lot of hot air, and it just helps blow it around. So yesterday or day before, it got 97 degrees, and we got a bedroom window open so the heat will heat the house. And I think if that was shut, it would have got up to 100 for sure. So I think this fan helps to blow that heat in our bedroom window into the house. And this is a water tank we had in here, but it started leaking. So we want the sun to hit it and draw more heat into that tank. And in the middle of the tank is a pipe. And we filled it full of soil and put a tomato plant up there. And so we thought we might as well grow a cherry tomato right there. And it looks real good. I think it likes it. I have that plastic up there just in case it starts burning from the sun. But I took it down and now it looks like it's real stable. So we like that. This is the water heater that goes up. And it goes up, it heats up from here. And it goes up into our house over the ceiling and back into the hot water tank. So when Bill made this, he put a lot of plastic pipe in the floor back and forth, so it heat up, and then it's sitting there and heat up, and it really saves a lot of gas to heat this up, because it's probably halfway heated up in here. Then when we use hot water, it starts pulling this water back to the hot water heater, so it don't have to heat up so much. And if the house gets real cold, we'll open up both windows and let the sunroom heat in here. So we're trying to use all the energy from the sunroom as we can get. And if I had a pick of greenhouse or sunroom, I would pick the sunroom, because it's a easy thing to use to heat your house up. Yeah. We have a lot of water jugs in here, and that big black container is water, so it can heat up during the day, and then at night release the heat. And we also got Christmas lights going around the place, and when it gets cold we can plug them in, and them light bulbs, they put out heat, so it keeps the sunroom warm. And I got it for the greenhouse also. And over here I grew some carrots, and they were Walmart carrots, and I left them in the icebox too long, and they started growing roots. So I took them and grew them, and the seed I got off of them, I put the seed right here in this big tub, and I'm waiting to see if they come up. And if they do, I'm going to get another big tub and put some more carrot seeds in there, and then by spring I can transplant them somewhere else. So by spring I'm hoping to have a lot of plants in the greenhouse, in the sunroom, in the kitchen garden, and on out. But I love growing plants, and I'm trying to grow trees, you know, like peaches and plums and stuff. And like I said, some's taken, some's not. But I'll keep doing it next year too. I really enjoy doing it. Thanks for coming by from our life out west. Thanks.